What's going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video, and today we're going to be talking about old face with some new toys. We're looking at Mega Gardevoir-EX, which is a deck that has seen success in the past. It did win Dallas Regionals earlier this year, and it's seen success, throughout the season, I would say. But with this new set, it actually gets a lot of new tools that help it out a lot, so we're definitely going to take a look at some of these new things. Tapu Lele, of course, being one of them, and Sudowoodo getting rid of one of its only bad matchups in Mega Rayquaza. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Mega Gardevoir and what it could possibly do. So let's go ahead and get this thing started by looking at the dual-type Mega Gardevoir with Despair. 110 damage, discard as many of your benched Pokemon as you like. This attack does 10 more damage for each benched Pokemon you discard in this way. So really, we don't have that much of a damage ceiling. We can hit knockouts on pretty much everything that we want to go up against. We are playing a 3-3 Gardevoir line. We're playing 2 of the Link Blast Gardevoir in case we were to go up against any Giratinas or anything like that. Link Blast, 30 damage, 70 more damage if we have the same amount of energy attached. So getting a turn 2 knockout on a Giratina can be good there. Also Luminous Blade, 120. And then we also have the other Gardevoir-EX with Life Leap, 20 damage. This can be good sometimes if we go second. Get an energy attachment, just hit for 20 damage, can help us set up a knockout later on in the game. So they're good for 2 different purposes, so that's why we're playing both of them. Also, one of the things that really makes this deck very strong is Hoopa-EX with that Scoundrel Ring ability, the ability to just search your deck for 3 Pokemon EX, put them directly into your hand, getting those Shaymins, getting those Gardevoirs, getting the Megas, whatever we need. Hoopa-EX can find us for the most part. It cannot, unfortunately, find us Tapu Lele-GX, which is one of the cool new toys that we have to play with here in this deck. Wonder Tag, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, during your turn you may search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. So just adds a little bit of consistency, and we're going to talk about some really good, solid turn 1 plays we can possibly make with Tapu Lele-GX. We are also, let's just finish off some of the older Pokemon first. 2 copies of Dragonite-EX with that pull-up ability. We are discarding our Pokemon every single turn, so using pull-up to get back our Shaymins, get back those Tapu Leles in order to get supporters out of the deck can be really, really solid. Same thing, like we were just talking about, Shaymin-EX here, setup ability, just being able to draw through our deck as quickly as possible. Shaymin is going to let us do that. Now, some of the other new tools we do have that we get to mess around with is Sudowoodo here with the Roadblock ability, and this is actually the first time we're featuring this card on my channel. I think this is one of the more interesting tech cards that you could put in your deck from the new Guardians Rising set. That ability, Roadblock, your opponent can't have more than 4 benched Pokemon. If they have 5 or more benched Pokemon, they discard benched Pokemon until they have 4 Pokemon on their bench. So, really good against Mega Rayquaza, which historically has been one of Mega Gardevoir's only really bad matchups. And because Mega Rayquaza has been so popular, Mega Gardevoir really hasn't been able to shine much since Dallas Regionals, and with Sudowoodo, really can turn that around. Rayquaza has a hard time dealing with Sudowoodo. Also, Raichu decks have started to see a resurgence, and Sudowoodo can deal with that pretty well as well, since they rely on the number of Pokemon they have on their bench in order to do damage. We also have 1 copy of the Oricorio here. Not the Oricorio most people talked about. I think most people talked about the not the Vital Dance, that's what this one's called, this one right here, Supernatural Dance, but we're actually looking at the Vital Dance Oricorio here. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. And I love the fact that this thing's attack is called Casual Slap, just casually just gonna slap you, no big deal. But anyway, Oricorio is very solid because if we start with a Tapu Lele in our hand or an Ultra Ball, we can go search out Pokemon Fan Club. That can get us a Hoopa-EX and an Oricorio, and those 2 cards we can find a Gardevoir and energies. And the main thing with this deck is just on the first turn, you need to get a Gardevoir and you need to have an energy attachment. Those are the main things with this deck, and these 2 cards will allow us to do that, especially with that Pokemon Fan Club combo we were just talking about. So let's go ahead and expand it here and take a look at the rest of the deck. We do have that Pokemon Fan Club right down here. Search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So using that Wonder Tag ability on turn 1, if we open up with a Tapu Lele or an Ultra Ball, we can just go grab Tapu Lele, get Pokemon Fan Club, and we really have everything we're going to need for the most part. Is going to be getting that Gardevoir and getting that energy attachment. So that's really just adding that consistency here is what I think makes this deck so much better in this format. We are playing 3 copies of Mega Turbo, just some energy recovery. Sylveon decks are getting pretty popular, so Mega Turbo is definitely very, very good against those. 4 copies of Ultra Ball, just really good draw card here, having the ability to search out Hoopa, Shaymin, Tapu Lele, whatever we need, Ultra Ball can find for us. 4 copies of VS Seeker here, just to reuse any of our supporters out of the discard pile. 3 copies of Sky Field in order to get that huge bench so we can take one-hit KOs on stuff. 2 Hex Maniac. Hex Maniac is still a very, very good card in this format, especially against those Sylveon decks. If we can get Hex Maniac turn 1, shut off their abilities, and it can really, really put a hurting on them. We also have 1 copy of Karen here. Each player shuffles all Pokemon in his or her discard pile into his or her deck. Vespiquen decks have been getting a little bit of more hype, so I'm playing a copy of Karen. If you're not expecting a lot of Vespiquen, I would say you can definitely play a Brock's Grit in place of this, or maybe a Super Odd, something along those lines. Not playing a Rescue Stretcher right now. Karen plus Dragonite I think is enough, but Rescue Stretcher is definitely a very good card. I just, you know, it's an item card. Gardevoir decks are very popular. I wanted to focus more on some supporters, and I think Karen can get the job done for us for the most part. 2 copies of Lysandre here, being able to bring up whatever our opponent has on the bench that we want to take a KO on. 1 copy of Mallow. I really like Mallow with decks that run heavy Shaymin engine, because if we have a Tapu Lele in our hand, we can go grab Mallow, and then if we have a Shaymin in our hand, basically Mallow says we can draw any 2 cards we want out of our deck. So if we get that Mallow out, we can Shaymin. We can put 2 cards on top of our deck, like a Sky Field and Spirit Link, or like a Float Stone and an Energy, and Mallow, and then Shaymin, draw those 2 cards. I just really like that combo, and I think it's pretty solid, so that's why we're messing around with Mallow right now, seeing if we like it or not. We're also playing 2 copies of N, just a little bit of Shuffle Draw, and also a little bit of Disruption. We already talked about the Fan Club. 1 copy of Professor Kukui, gonna let us hit some numbers to take one-hit knockouts on the things with 210 HP potentially, or 200 HP if we discard 7 Pokemon plus Kukui. That's 200 HP, right? Yes, 7 plus 10 plus 20 more from this, that is 200, so that's a really solid number to be able to hit to knock out the Evolutions, to knock out the Sylveons specifically as well. 3 copies of Professor Sycamore, still just the best draw card in the game, and 1 copy of Skyla, being able to search out our Sky Field, our Spirit Links. Tapu Lele with Skyla is very, very good, and especially with Gardevoir running around, having supporter search cards is very, very, very crucial, so that's why I like it a lot. 2 copies of Float Stone here. The reason I'm playing Float Stone over Escape Rope is because in some matchups we want to keep Sudowoodo on the bench. We don't want to discard it, so I want to have a Float Stone instead of like an Escape Rope to switch this guy out. So that is the main reasoning. He does have a 2 retreat. We'd have to attach to him twice to retreat him. 2 Float Stones is pretty solid for that. 4 copies of the Mega Gardevoir Spirit Link so that we can get up into that Mega Gardevoir without having to end our turn. And then we're also playing 7 Fairy Energies and 1 Psychic Energy. Now you may ask, why are we playing Psychic Energy? And the reasoning for that is for the Tapu Cure GX. We actually may find ourselves using this GX attack at some points in the game. It can be very good to heal off 2 very damaged Gardevoirs or something along those lines, or even just 1 damaged Gardevoir. And we're not running anything like Fairy Drop that requires you to have a Fairy Energy attached. So because of that, I think it's okay to run a 1-off energy. It's only unfortunate if that's the only energy we start with and we have the Life Leap Gardevoir in the active spot. But that's 2 cards specifically out of a huge deck, so there's a very slim chance that the only energy we have is Psychic whenever we want to attack with Life Leap. So very slim chance that happens. It definitely could, though. That's the only thing that would keep me from running the 1-off Psychic Energy. So there's the deck list, guys. We're going to go ahead and hop into the Versus Ladder, take a look at this deck, and see what we can make happen. See if we can get a couple wins, and we find a game right away. And let's see who we're going up against. Kuja89 here. As always, guys, if you enjoy these videos, definitely be sure to leave a like down below. Helps me out a ton. Lets me know that you're enjoying seeing what I'm doing. Let me know what you think of Gardevoir. I think it is one of the old favorites that got a lot from the new set, so that's why I like it a lot. We actually don't even have to get the Ultra Ball for Tapu Lele because we open up with Fan Club in our hand, but our opponent is going first, so Fan Club may not be as good of an option, and it looks like we're going up against Mega Rayquaza, so we will have to see if that Sudowoodo can actually hold its own or not. Skyfield does come out, so our Skyfields are now going to be dead cards, which means we can just discard them right away with Ultra Ball. But let's see what my opponent is going to want to do. Gonna go for a Skyla right off the bat. Maybe finding an Ultra Ball with this. Sure enough, it does seem that way. We also could pull off a Mallow play this turn with Shaymin, but I'm not sure what that would get us right now that we need at this exact moment. We might still end up using Pokemon Fan Club to search for like Oricorio plus plus Sudowoodo, and then Ultra Ball can find us a Hoopa-EX to keep setting our board up. I think that might be the play we end up going for. And as long as we did not prize our Sudowoodo, it will be near impossible for him to knock out this Gardevoir next turn. He would have to play Hex Maniac and then bench 4 Pokemon in addition, or 3 Pokemon in addition to the Hex Maniac in order to knock us out. No, sorry, 2 Pokemon. So I guess it is theoretically possible, but then he also would have to just discard them at the end of his turn. So he's just going to Mega Evolve to end his turn. So I guess we just Ultra Ball away the 2 Sky Fields. Those are going to be pretty useless. And with this, the Sudowoodo is in there, which is very good. We're going to grab a Hoopa-EX with this. Excuse me. And with Hoopa, we're going to go grab 2 Gardys. And should we grab another Shaymin? We already have one in our hand. We could grab the Mega just to hold on to it. Yeah, I think we will go with these. Yeah, I think this is okay. Force him to either in us this turn or something along those lines. We can go Pokemon Fan Club, and this will find us... Oh, did my mouse... Okay, for some reason I just thought my mouse died. All of a sudden I was going to be like, that is not good. We do get Sudowoodo or Oricorio. 2 pretty solid cards to pull. This guy probably sees the Sudowoodo. He's like, oh, dang, I am messed up now. We're going to go ahead and bench these guys. Oricorio, Vital Dance. Search for that energy attachment. Should we get 1 or just 2? Or just 1 or 2? I guess we should go ahead and get 2, so that increases our odds of like top decking a supporter next turn, and we can Shaymin on the next turn. Or top decking it like a Spirit Link. That's what I was kind of going for. Or if we top deck a, or we actually get to go for a Life Leap, and this is actually a time where that 20 damage can help out with us getting a knockout potentially. So onto my opponent's turn. If we top deck something like either the Skyla or a Tapu Lele or an Ultra Ball, we can go search out Tapu Lele, get a Skyla, Spirit Link, and then do all that fun stuff. So long as Skyla was in the deck, I actually did not check, which is a uh-oh on my part. Hopefully it doesn't matter that much. We're going to see an Ultra Ball from my opponent, and let's see what they get with this. They are playing the metal version, so Magearna is something that could be a little scary. We do have a Lysandre in our hand, luckily, so maybe we can deal with that next turn. Maybe. But that 20 damage is actually very helpful. We can knock out a bench of 7 plus a Kukui to knock out this Rayquaza on the next turn. But I don't know that we would even necessarily want to do that, because then we'd have to get rid of 2 Gardevoirs, which would be pretty unfortunate. He does get rid of Field Blower Hex Maniac, and was that a Tapu Lele, I believe? So he may go Lysandre Sudowoodo. He may Lysandre, if he has a DC in his hand, he may Lysandre the Sudowoodo, which I could understand that play. But we can get it back this turn with a Dragonite, or at least try to get it back this turn with a Dragonite. And that's the thing I really like. Yep, he is going to get Lysandre. And that's one of the things I really like about Sudowoodo, is that they are forced to deal with it. They are forced to take a 1 prize knockout, which they really don't want to have to do, and they just don't have an option. Because they cannot, they max out at 120 damage, and they are not going to be able to do much if they're maxing out at 120 damage every turn. And he's actually just going to concede, cannot deal with the Sudowoodo. The guy was like, I am done. Not messing with that anymore, so pretty fast game. I guess he just didn't want to mess around with Sudowoodo today, so we're going to go ahead find another game. That was a pretty quick game. I don't think it was necessarily over, but as I said, guys, the Sudowoodo definitely helps. So Gyarados 11 here, playing a Water Psychic deck. This could be a Quad Lapras deck. It could be a Water Toolbox deck with Tapu Leles. It could be an Alolan Ninetales deck with Tapu Leles and no Shaymin. So we will have to see what he goes for here. We do lose the coin flip, unfortunately, so they're going to get to choose who goes first. And naturally, they will choose to go first. So our hand is really not that great. So we're going to start the Sudowoodo. We have a Float Stone in our hand if he doesn't in us. And we're pretty much going to have to go Lele for Fan Club, probably. Maybe Fan Club, maybe for just like a draw supporter. So we're going to see what happens while he chooses an active. Actually gets 2 Pokemon. We'll take our mulligan. Get a Shaymin, that's actually pretty solid. And it is Gyarados with no Shaymins, interesting. And Tapu Lele. Alright. So I feel like Gyarados is probably not a great matchup, unfortunately. If we top deck the Life Leap Gardevoir, we can actually go Float Stone Kukui, attach Life Leap KO the Magikarp, which wouldn't be that bad. But yes, unfortunately, I think Gyarados is actually another deck that's positioned really well right now, and Gardevoir historically has not had the best matchup against Gyarados. They normally have to tech something like the Absol or the Spinda in order to get around it, and we don't have anything like that right now, unfortunately. He is just going to N us. That's fine. Our hand was a little strange, but we will have to find a Float Stone this turn if we want to do any sort of damage with an attack or anything like that. We do have a Skyla, which means we can search out a Float Stone that way. So we could... Okay, let's see what happens. We get a Shaymin. That's actually solid. Okay, so maybe we do go... if we Skyla, we can't Kukui in, so then we can't ever knock this out. The Choice Band is scary. Maybe we just let him knock this out. So we Ultra Ball away Skyla and the Fairy Energy. Getting one in the discard is good for use with Mega Turbo later on. Do we even want to get Fan Club necessarily? I don't necessarily think so. Maybe we just get Hoopa. We have an energy already, so no reason to use our supporter on Fan Club. We'll go ahead and Hoopa Scoundrel Ring. Search for 2 Gardys. I think just 2 Gardevoirs. We already have a Shaymin in our hand. We want to draw some more cards if we can. Go ahead and bench these. Unfortunately, we are getting damaged as we do it. We'll attach to this Gardevoir and Shaymin set up. Link Blast can do, you know, some damage at least to a Gyarados. Not looking hot. We could Skyla for a Spirit Link this turn, but he could also just always Field Blower that away. We could just go ahead and Sycamore, but then we get rid of 2 VS Seekers and a Mega Turbo. Pretty valuable resources. But I think it's probably our best option, to be honest. Unfortunately. Go ahead and just play Sycamore. Do get down another Gardevoir. We do get a Float Stone, but I actually don't think we're going to retreat Sudowoodo. We're going to let it go down, hold the Float Stone. Should we play Tapu Lele just since if he bumps the stadium, which he probably will. If he bumps the stadium, we have a dead hand, so I think we do have to go with this and get a supporter. So let's go Lele, and we'll just grab N with this, I think. Yeah. I just don't want to be left with no supporter if he bumps the stadium, since we'd have a full bench. Well, I guess theoretically he would knock out Sudowoodo, but worst case scenario, he replaces the stadium, passes, and then... yeah, so we'll just click done. I guess, I don't know. It's an interesting spot. I just didn't want to be left with no supporter in hand, so we go ahead and use the Tapu Lele. He does get the Gyarados, so if he can get down a Magma Base and another Magikarp, he will be able to KO the Sudowoodo. 3-6, 9-12... Or wait, no, he's actually not KOing it. He's only hitting for 90 right now. So let's see what he does. He does only have a 4-card hand, so yeah, okay. I figured he had something to work with, but he's just gonna go ahead and play N. And funny enough that the opponent we're going against is named Gyarados 11, and they are indeed playing Gyarados. Okay, so with the Magma Base coming down, we will just bump the... Which would we rather reuse with a Dragonite? Probably Shaymin. We have Spirit Link Gardevoir in our hand, so we don't need to necessarily have Hoopa in the discard. Maybe Tapu Lele would have been good as well. So Dive Ball is going to come out. Maybe getting an Octillery with this? Just another Magikarp. I guess that makes the most sense. He's going to go ahead and take the knockout on the Sudowoodo, which is okay with me. He goes on to the odd prizes and has to play the odd prize game, and hopefully we'll be able to take a knockout on this Gyarados this turn. We do have... Well, I mean, we will be able to take it out since we do have the Oricorio in our hand. We can go Gardevoir, Oricorio, Search for 2 basic energies. Is there one in the discard already? So I think we might just get 1. And then Sycamore? Or should we M? We could Lysandre this turn. And just take out a Magikarp, force him... What forces him to have more cards? Taking out the Magikarp or taking out the Gyarados? He already has DCE Gyarados. I think taking out the Gyarados forces him to find more. So we should probably just end. So we didn't need to get this. Now I want to save the Lysandre and Sycamore, I think. Save the Shaymin as well. So we'll go ahead and just play the N. We do get Sky Field, so we can bump his Stadium, force him to find another piece as well. And we have a draw supporter. We don't need to play it, but we're forcing him to find a replacement Stadium. So we're gonna get rid of Lele, Oricorio, and Hoopa. Should we get rid of one of the Gardevoirs? This one can still Life Leap KO a Magikarp. This one can... it has no damage on it. I think we will leave the 2 Gardevoirs. Yeah. Interesting choice, but I think that's what we'll do. We do have a Float Stone in our hand if he does want a Lysandre, try to like stall something out for a turn to set up. But he does send up a Magikarp. So let's see with this what he's going to go with. Luckily, we actually don't have to discard anything in order to KO a Gyarados that has 20 damage on it already from a Magma Base. He did prize a Magma Base, so theoretically he only has 1 left. So let's see if he can find his last Magma Base. Choice Band is going to come down. DCE, do we see... He theoretically only plays 3 Gyarados as well, so there's 1 in the prizes. He probably does play the 4 Rescue Stretcher. So he does get his last Gyarados. Let's see if he can get Dive Ball, Rescue Stretcher, and his last Magma Base. That's what he would need here in order to take a one-hit knockout. 3-6, 9-12, 15, 16, 17. So even with 2 Carps benched, it's not enough. He needs the 3 benched in order to knock us out, even with the Choice Band. Or a second Choice Band, since he does have the Theta Double. Is it Theta? Omega Double? That's an O kind of, isn't it? I don't know. Let me look it up. I kind of want to look it up. Is that weird? Omega symbol? No, Omega symbol is like an upside-down horseshoe. Theta symbol. He's going to play a Puzzle of Time. Is he playing 1 or 2? This is a Theta. Yeah, this is a Theta. That's what I thought. I don't know why I just had to break the video to look that up, but I did. So let's see. He does get 2 Puzzle of Time, so he will get back Magikarp plus Magma Base. Does get down the Carp. Let's see if he has a Dive Ball. No, he does not, so he will not knock this one out, thankfully for us. Okay, on to our turn. Should go ahead and bump this. If we can set up a new Gardevoir this turn, that would be incredible, actually. We're not going to need Float Stone this game, so should we just Ultra Ball away Shaymin Float Stone? Lele can find us Mallow. We can go Lele Mallow, get Mega. We need too many cards. We need 3 cards. We need an energy attachment, or we need a Mega Turbo, Spirit Link, and a Spirit Link. Huh. Okay, here's what we can do actually. Okay, sorry. Okay, here's what we can do. We can get a Dragonite. And how many Ultra Balls do we have? 2. Actually, I think we can... sorry, guys. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a Dragonite. With this, we are going to pull up a Tapu Lele and a Shaymin. And a Tapu Lele. We are going to Shaymin set up for 3, and if we hit one of the 3 cards, then we can go Tapu Lele for Mallow, and then Shaymin for the cards we need, theoretically. So we need 3 cards. We need a Mega Turbo, a Mega, and a Spirit Link. Let's see if we can get one of those 3 off these 3 cards. We got the Spirit Link and the Mega Turbo. Actually, we could have gotten a Hoopa as well. If we had just gotten Hoopa, then we would have gotten it. So that was foolish, but we ended up getting it anyway, so that works out. So now we go Lele for Mallow. And Mallow, we have Mega Turbo, so we need Mega. Should we get another Spirit Link for this Gardevoir? I think so. Mallow for Mega. And another Spirit Link. Oh, do we prize 2? I think we prized 2. Or did we already discard 1? No, we prized 2. So we want the Spirit Link. I should have known that. And I think we might want to Karen next turn. So we'll go ahead and set up for these cards. We get the 2 we want plus 1 more. Worked out pretty nicely. We can retreat into Gardevoir. Mega Turbo. Love that Mallow Shaymin combo, but I could have had it guaranteed by getting a Hoopa instead of getting the Shaymin off the Dragonite. So that was a foolish mistake on my part. You'll have to forgive me. So we just go to Spare Ray. Definitely discard this, this, and this, and keep this. Yes, yes. And I think we will want to Karen next turn. That's why we went ahead and got that in our hand. We do just to get back all of our resources. And hopefully we can get a Spirit Link here. That would be pretty big. And we do get a Spirit Link. That is actually really nice. Karen actually won't do that much for us if we don't top deck something like an Ultra Ball or a Shaymin to go along with it. So he does have to send up his Remoraid. And so now he has to find... How many puzzles does he have left? So he can't use Puzzle. He has to find Magma Base. He has to find his last Magma Base, Gyarados, another Carp, which he's getting here, and a Dive Ball, and or he's going to get a Gyarados here, okay. He has to find a lot, basically. He has to find DCE, his last Magma Base, DCE last Magma Base, another Carp, and a Rescue Stretcher. Off of 7 cards. Oh, let's see if he can do it. How many of you have Seekers is he down? There's a Trainer's Mail. Dive Ball, so that's something. How many Sky Fields do we have left? Is this our last one, or do we have one more? This is our last one, so once this gets bumped, a Magma Base is going to stay. Is going to stick, I should say. Does get a DCE. We may just see a full retaliation for a small amount of damage. Let's see what he gets here with Dive Ball. Another Magikarp. Does he have the Magma Base? His last Magma Base. Did he get it? He did not. Just benching a Magikarp tells me that. So actually, if we can Lysandre this Magikarp, he's stuck with doing very little damage next turn. He's down 2 Choice Bands already. Does he play 4, do you think? Just hits for 90. This would be a time where if we played... Ooh, that's a good top deck. Okay, so we do this. Play Karen. We do put back his Carp. But he's only used 1 Rescue Stretcher, right? So, and a much more Dive Balls. Yeah. We Ultra Ball. Get rid of these 2. Get a Hoopa. And with Hoopa, we go Scoundrel Ring for the Mega. Shaymin. And a basic Gardevoir. Yeah. We have 2 energy on board. 2 in the discard, so... And 2 Mega Turbos. This is our last Mega Turbo. Excuse me, guys. So attach that here. Go ahead and Shaymin set up for 6. See if we can get like the Oricorio or just an energy attachment this turn. We do get the Oricorio. Didn't really matter how we got it, but just that we got an energy attachment. I guess we should go ahead and just get the Psychic. There's no real reason to Tapu Cure this game. Well, is there? I think we're going to want to try to take knockouts throughout the rest of the game. Now, is there any reason to retreat to this Gardevoir? What would he need in order to KO us next turn? His last Magma Base, he only needs to hit for 120. So 3, 6, 9, 12. 3, 6, 3, 6, 9. So, and just a Choice Band. Okay, so maybe we do retreat. Maybe we do retreat. But I don't think we discard it. Do we retreat? If we had... maybe we should... I kind of wish we were playing a Field Blower. We maybe necessarily wouldn't have hit it by now, but it would be really nice to get rid of these Spirit Links so we can Float Stone this guy. We're out of Mega Turbos. We only have this energy plus one more in the deck, so only enough to make one more Gardevoir. I think we have to let him try to take this knockout. If he does, he does get to take his Magma Base, though. I think we'll go ahead and just attack with this one. I'm not sure if this is correct, guys. I'm not sure. We're running low on the energies, so... And we wouldn't be able to make a new Gardevoir next turn. We have this one, of course, ready to go, but we wouldn't be able to make another one to, like, retreat this one off. So he'll likely send up the Remoraid since it does just have the Float Stone on it. How many DCEs has he used as well? 3. So he needs to find another DCE. He does have Special Charge, but he's out of puzzles. Like, he just needs a lot of cards in order to knock this out. Well, I guess technically, all he actually really needs is his Gyarados, a DCE, and a Choice Band, and that knocks out this Gardevoir. And that would allow him to take the Magma Base. But he has to have his last DCE and a Choice Band. There's the Choice Band. Does he have his last DCE? Via Seeker. Does he have teammates in here? I actually didn't notice. He's actually going to N. Okay. Ends us to 3. Gets 5 himself. I assume he's going to N. So off of these 5 cards from this end, can he get his last double colorless energy? That is what it's really going to come up to, isn't it? We get a via Seeker, so we can do something next turn. We can Mallow plus Shaymin. He does get his last Magma Base. And another Carp. Does he have the DCE, though? He does not. So on to our turn. We do get a Sycamore on the top deck. I wish we could Lysandre this turn. We can Dragonite. We can Dragonite for Oricorio plus Shaymin and try to hit it. Oricorio will let us get the energy attachment down here. Do we take 1 or 2? I think we take 2 because we're looking for the Lysandre. Go ahead and play this Float Stone. Just to take 1 card out of our deck that wasn't Lysandre. We got it. Okay, cool. I was looking at the Tapu Lele for a second. So we do get a Lysandre. Very nice. We got it. We got it. So now he needs his last Choice Band plus his last DCE. And we just discard these 3? Yeah. Very nice. 140. Take a prize. We only need to take 2 more knockouts, and he needs to take 5, which is looking like it will be pretty tough for him to be able to do. Interesting enough, if he puts a DCE on a Gyarados, Link Blast plus Kukui will actually be able to knock out a Gyarados with a DC that already has 20 damage on it. So that is an interesting play we need to keep in our minds. Ultra Ball here. Let's see what this finds him. We know he's not playing Shaymin, so this could just go for Tapu Lele for an N. Here comes the Tapu Lele. Will he grab an N with this? Comes down. That also gives us a win condition on this turn. And I think we should be able to get there with Hoopa in the discard. Oh no, we don't have any more Sky Field, so never mind. Well, with the 20 damage though, we only have to discard 4. Which we have in our hand. We have the game in our hand if he doesn't end, but I'm assuming if he played down Tapu Lele, he's going to get an N. He's going to go for Teammates. Which I think, if he can't clear this Tapu Lele off the board, just gave us the win condition. There goes the Teammates. Because we have to discard 4 Pokemon, right? To hit for 150. Yep. And we have Dragonite plus Lele plus VS Seeker in our hand. So that gives us the game. Rescue Stretcher. Gyarados. He will be able to knock out this Gardevoir, but at this point it's okay because since he didn't end, we're going to be able to KO the Lele. It's a very interesting list. With no Shaymin-EX, he did prize his Octillery, which is a little unfortunate. So here comes, he gets his knockout. And it doesn't really matter what he takes because we have the game in our hands, guys. That is going to do it for this one. Oh, what's he going to do? Okay. He didn't take the Mega Base. VS Seeker and Gyarados, I think, is what he took. So we promote Mega Gardevoir. VS Seeker for the Lysandre. Bring up the Tapu Lele-GX on the bench. I think he had to go for in that turn, to be honest. I think that was his best play. No. We'll click no. Yeah, he's just going to go and concede. And there is game number 2. We'll go ahead and get a third game in today's video. The first one was only a few minutes long since our opponent conceded pretty early. That was actually a really good game. So, worked out for us. Our opponent prizing his 4th Magma Base was a little rough for him at times, I think, and then going down early on DCEs and being able to deny prizes was really nice. So, 12 Blue Dolphins here. I believe this is Dark Integral Gaining Donald Fan himself. We did play him recently in another video, so I'm not sure if he's streaming right now. He may be. I can look it up real quick. I can see if he's streaming. No, I'm not going to do that because then people will think I was trying to cheat, and I'm not trying to cheat. So we'll start Gardevoir-EX. We did play in another video recently, and he indeed did get the better of me in that one. So hopefully this time we can turn it around. Our hand is pretty atrocious, though, as you can see. Oh, rocking out with... wait, why are you playing the mixed energies, Donald? You've got... Do you only get 4 of the secret rare energies? That's interesting. With the locked accounts. We will luckily get to take some mulligans here, so hopefully that will get us something going. We do see metals, so we are at a type disadvantage at the least. DCE with metal energies, maybe he's playing Excadrill. So the type disadvantage is actually pretty unfortunate. But we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can make something work. Ultra Ball here. So that is at least something, and Delmise. Oh boy, he is playing Excadrill. So we have our energy attachment. We have a Spirit Link, but I don't know if I want to attach that because of Field Blower existing. We have a Mega in our hand as well, which is good. So we can Ultra Ball, discard a Fairy Energy, and I suppose Dragonite, or VS Seeker. Probably just the Dragonite, though. I think the VS Seeker is correct. So we get rid of that. Here, we'll just take a look at the deck real quick before we make a decision. We can Tapu... Actually, Sudowoodo may not be that bad in this matchup. So we go Tapu Lele for Fan Club. Get Sudowoodo Hoopa. That honestly does not seem that bad. Since he does want to have a bunch of these dudes benched, he wants to have Excadrills benched, all that good stuff. So we're going to go Tapu Lele, and we're actually going to get the Fan Club. We could also Hex him turn 1, but I'm not sure how effective that would be. Hex could be good later on in the game to get rid of that Steelworker ability. Did I just grab an N? Did I just misclick? What was I looking at? I wanted a fan club. I don't want you. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I mean, our hand is really good. We have Spirit Link Energy Mega. So I guess we go ahead and attach the Spirit Link and just in. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that we did that. We get the Hoopa at least. So we can effectively get the same board setup we wanted, except for the Dragonite. Except for the Sudowoodo, which Sudowoodo will be better later on anyway, I guess. So we go ahead and get you, and you. We have Skyla next turn for, if he does Field Blower the Spirit Link, we have Skyla for another Spirit Link. We have Skyla for Sky Field. We've got options, but I cannot believe that I misclicked that. Sudowoodo, I think, would have been... I mean, it's not necessarily going to be great this turn, but I think at some point it will be. So he does get the Field Blower. We do have a Skyla in our hand. We'll see if he gets an in or not. If we top deck the Spirit Link, we could actually Lysandre and KO the Drillbur, which would be key. Does get to use those nice and shiny gold double colorless energies. He is going to go get that Lele for the turn 1 Bridget. Oh man, I am a little scared, guys. I am a little scared. I cannot believe I misclicked that. Gets out the Banana Master himself, Oranguru, and just a pass. So that's actually a pretty decent top deck. So we go Skyla for the Spirit Link. Do go Skyla for Spirit Link. Because now we can Mega Turbo. I thought I discarded one. Oh, I did. I haven't Mega Evolved yet. I was like, wait, why is my Mega Turbo not working? So we get this. Get an attachment as well. We could Shaymin. I'm not sure what benefit that would get us right now. We do have to discard at least one Pokemon. How much HP does Excadrill have? 110, I think. So we KO it with straight up. Or it's metal type, though, so it's resistant to Psychic. So we need to discard 2 Pokemon every time. So we should save some Pokemon, right? So let's... Should we Shaymin for 4 to draw cards? Should we just hold it? I guess we just hold it, and we Despair, get rid of Hoopa-EX for 120. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah. So we do take the first prize, but he can kind of destroy our Gardevoir this turn. We did get a Spirit Link, which is actually a really solid card to get off of the prizes if he doesn't in us. Here comes Excadrill. It does indeed have 110 HP. It is resistant to Psychic. Mach Claw, 50 damage. Oh, I thought it did 70 damage for some reason. So he will need Choice Band. He'll need his other dudes as well if he wants to take a KO this turn. Here comes a Nest Ball. He'll need his Delmizes, that's what I was saying. He also needs a... So he does get the Delmize. He needs a Metal Energy. There it is. So he gets to Mach Claw twice for 120 and then 120 once again. Oh, gosh. This is terrifying, guys. But luckily, if we do KO this Excadrill, he doesn't have any other energy in play. And it looks like we should have the cards. So long as we hit an energy. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth yet. So long as we hit an energy, we should have the cards to be able to do it. So we'll go Hoopa, Scoundrel Ring, search for the Mega Gardevoir. I guess we could have gotten rid of Tapu Lele in order to reuse it with Dragonite, because here we could go Dragonite Fan Club, get Oricorio, get the guaranteed energy. Also the Sudowoodo would be nice here. But I guess we just get Gardevoir Shaymin. We do already have a Shaymin in our hand, but I guess we do just go ahead and get these. So we will see if we can hit that energy attachment. We'll be able to set up for 3 here after we play the Sky Field down. Really would love to hit Sudowoodo as well. Worst case scenario, though, we can end him to a low hand size. We do get Mega Turbo and an energy attachment, so keeping lots of energies going. Shaymin set up once again. We get a Lysandre Float Stone. We don't get... We can in and try to find the Sudowoodo, which would put him at 4 cards. We could Hex, which would prevent him from being able... Unless he gets a Choice Band. I forget Choice Band exists now. Well, no. Even if he got a Choice Band, let's see. Mach Claw maxes out at 160. If we Hex, it is impossible for him to KO this Gardevoir next turn. I am pretty sure, because he has to go Dredge into Mach Claw. So I think we just go Hex and Despair Ray. And we have to discard 2, so we get rid of Shaymin. Shaymin. We should save some. We get rid of Shaymin. We need to get rid of the Shaymins because they have low HP, and I think we get rid of Lele so we can reuse it. We have a Float Stone in our hand if he was to Lysandre Hoopa. But we do hit for 120. So I do want to make sure we save some Pokemon to be able to continue to take knockouts on the Excadrills since they are Psychic resistant. And he's going to just send up Lele, so he may not have much. If he has a DCE, he can attack with Tapu Lele, but he may just be trying to hide. He's going to Sycamore. Let's see what he got rid of. Double Sycamore via Seeker Kukui switch. Choice Band comes onto Lele, gets a DCE, so he will hit for a decent amount of damage here with Energy Drive. 110. So we have to discard 4 Pokemon if we Kukui. Definitely put this here to draw more cards. We could Lysandre Excadrill, but as long as he doesn't... I think we end here. I think we have to end. How many Pokemon do we have to discard to KO Lele? 6. So we just end. Ultra Ball will get us part of the way there, hopefully. We can find Hoopa plus Dragonite, so that should do it for us. Get rid of both of these guys. Oh, our other Hoopa's prized? But we get Dragonite for Hoopa Shaymin, right? We need stacked view. Yeah. Okay. So click done, show cards. Dragonite. Our other Sorry, guys. Sorry. Don't get mad at me in the comments yet. I noticed it, but our other Hoopa was on the bench. Oops. So we can get the other Dragonite with this Hoopa as well. If we wanted to. We have to discard 6 Pokemon. If we can bench the Sudowoodo this turn, that would be pretty solid. We'll set up first. See if we hit like Sudowoodo and we maybe want to save Dragonite. Don't hit it there. So part of me wants to bench a Gardevoir as well. But I guess there's really not that much of a reason to this turn. So should we set up for 1 to see if we hit the Hoopa? Regardless, we're going to have to bench Dragonite. We should set up for 1 just to see if we hit another Pokemon, I think, that's not Dragonite. Because if we could save Dragonite for the next turn, that'd be ideal. 1, 2, yeah, we have to discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to discard Dragonite, so let's go grab him. Bring up Lele Shaymin. And then Despair Ray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Will be enough. 170 KO the Tapu Lele. He can go Dredge into Mach Claw. But if he benches another Tapu Lele, we can potentially win the game. We do only have 1 Spirit Link left. 1 is in our last 2 prizes. 1 got Field Blowered away. Or 1 got Field Blowered. Did 2 get Field Blowered away? Do we have our last Spirit Link? I'm pretty sure we do. Uh-oh. So he does take less damage because of the Reverse Valley. So that's not good. Do we have Karen in the discard? No. I think we can go Lele for Skyla to guarantee the Link next turn, though. As long as it's in the deck. He does bench another Tapu Lele, but he is going to N off of it. We do have 2 Shaymins plus Lele's plus via Seeker, so lots of draw outs still. He gets 4. We get 2, and neither of them are draw outs. Does Dredge into Mach Claw? It will actually KO us. We do get Spirit Link, so we can Fairy Wind. Oh no, I think we're gonna lose. We have to top deck something here. Mallow, that's not gonna... We just lost. Okay, here's our only win condition, I think. Retreat into Oricorio. Mallow put, Shaymin Lysandre on top. Let's see what's even in the deck. Probably Shaymin we definitely get. Lysandre. And then we need to find Mega Turbo and a Mega off the Shaymin. Because we have to Lysandre the Lele. But do we even have enough benched Pokemon? Pokemon to bench to take KO the Lele? It doesn't look like it. And if he has the Lysandre, this doesn't even matter. So we definitely get Shaymin, I guess, Lysandre, and just like hope he won't have a way to retreat this. Do we even attach this? He might in us. I think we lose, guys. Does have one in left. I don't know how many VS Seekers he's playing. I doubt he's playing another Field Blower, but he definitely could be. If he has the Lysandre, it doesn't matter. He just wins. We had 3 Ultra Balls in the deck still, I think. Or 2. We had a lot of draw outs still. But, I mean, it does happen. You do just brick on brick sometimes. If he has a Field Blower as well, that's pretty bad. And he looks like he's probably going to go for N. He's actually going to Kukui. Wait, does he have a Lysandre in here? Does he not? You're going to play the Kukui. He did not have a Lysandre. Oh, this will allow him to KO Oricorio? No. Okay, thank goodness. If he could KO Oricorio, then he gets to KO Gardevoir. But unfortunately, we don't even have the right cards to pull this off. We get this. We get Shaymin. We can Lysandre and just hope he can't retreat, or maybe if we get in, we go in. Don't even get in. We do get the Mega, though. So we get rid of these 2. These are useless. Fan Club's useless. Mega Turbo's more useless. Theoretically, we do have Shaymin. Well, no, we have it in our hands, so Fan Club, I think, is useless. Mega Turbo may be equally as useless, though. Definitely don't want to get Sudowoodo, because then he would just discard the Lele. This is tense, guys. 50, 80. Actually, if we Hex, can he KO this? But then where does that get us? He only has to take 1 more prize? I just don't know what's better. Is it better to N and KO this? Hope he doesn't get DCE. How many DCEs does he have? So he only has 1 DCE left. I think it might be better to end, guys. So we go and play the Mega Turbo to draw 1 more card. Oh, gosh. This is actually gonna be pretty close. Oh, we actually need a replacement Stadium as well. Or another Pokemon. We got the other Pokemon. And we got the N. Oh, man, guys. So we have to discard 3, right? Because it's 10 less damage. So if we Lele Hex KO it, next turn we can Lysandre KO something and he can't KO us, correct? If he gets Choice Band, he maxes out at 160. Oh no, he gets to attack twice. He gets to attack twice. He gets to attack 2 times. Yeah, but then he still maxed out at 160. Yeah, so we Lele. Okay, sorry, I freaked out there for no reason at all. I guess we just get Carrion to make him think we don't have the Lysandre even though we have another one in our hand. He'll probably still in. And I'm 20 for... So he has 110 HP, 20 for resistance, and 1 more for Reverse Valley. Hex. I thought we lost that one. It's not over yet. He could have... Even if he has his last DCE. Guys, this is tense. This is tense. There's a Sky Field. Let's see what he sends up. He's going to send up the Excadrill. I hope I'm not missing anything. Choice Band. He only hits for 80, 160. Oh, yes, he does attack twice. He just attacks twice and wins. If he gets the DCE. So he has to get the Oh. Okay, I apologize, guys, but I have not played against Excadrill that much, so give me a little break, but I'm sure people are going to destroy me in the comments because he hits for 160, but then he attacks again and hits for 160 again. Does he get his last DCE? We just got really lucky. Oh my gosh, we got really... The correct play was to Lysandre, but he had a switch in his hand anyway, so that wouldn't have worked out. So maybe our misplay actually paid off for us. He had a switch in his hand, so I guess our misplay paid off, but we definitely did misplay. Because now he just hits 160. Wow. We absolutely misplayed. We actually... Wait, we need another bench Pokemon. We don't even have it yet. He's down 2 switches. Oh my gosh, guys. The only way to retreat this is another switch or a Float Stone. He is down 2 switches. I'm pretty sure our misplay actually gave us the best chance to win, which is kind of funny. But we probably still lose. We Lysandre... Because we have no way to get any bench Pokemon this turn. All we have in the deck is a Sudowoodo and... all we have is 1 Sudowoodo, correct? All we have is 1 Sudowoodo? Do we prize our second Lele? Is our Lele our last prize? I actually can't remember, guys. We could just Sycamore and win if we have 2 Pokemon, but I can't remember if we have 2 Pokemon. 4. Is our Lele in... Yeah, because we have Sudowoodo for sure, I've seen. I'm pretty sure our... Because there's 3 Sycamores, 2 Lysandre. We saw Lysandre, so that's one of the cards in there. There's the 2 Hexes. So 2 via Seekers between the deck and prizes. All of our energy. I'm pretty sure that our last prize is our thing, so I think we go here. I wish I could check the deck and know for sure. But this does have a 2 retreat cost. I'm sure I did something else wrong that someone's going to scream at the TV for, or at the computer for. Let's see if he has a way to retreat, or a Float Stone. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my gosh. Does he have... I don't know if our last Lele was in there. I think our technical best play 2 turns ago was to Lysandre. Hope he didn't have a way to retreat, but he had a switch, so it's a good thing we didn't do that. I'm so stupid. I am so dumb. But let's see if he does he have a way to retreat this? He is down 2 switches. Does he have a Float Stone? He has no more DCEs left because 1's in play. Oh man. What an interesting game. Let's see if he has it. Does he have it? I'm going to have to rewatch and see if our last Lele was in the deck, because we could have just won that turn. But I'm pretty sure our Lele was our last. Like, I'm 95% sure our Lele was in our last prize. 95% sure. But 95 is not 100% sure. I'm sure someone was screaming at their computer when I said, oh yeah, he maxes at 160, maxes at 160. Then I said, but he attacks twice. Then I said, oh wait, no. Field Blower. What is... I think he's just memeing right now. Attaching Field Blowering, just playing out his hand. Metal Energy, Ultra Ball. Double VS Seeker. If he played in Olympia, he might be able to do something, but I don't think he did. Oh, and just Instruct for 3. Does he have something in the deck that can let him win? Does he have a Float Stone? 1 prize to 1. This is coming down to it. A game against Dark Integral Gaming himself. Will the Banana Master prevail? Rescue Stretcher. For some reason, I thought that was a switch at first. I was going to be like, what the heck? He can get Lele. Go get a supporter. What is this going to find him? 2 cards left in deck. His last card is an Olympia! No! No! I can't look. It's too painful. I can't look. I don't want to see it. Well, good game to Mr. Donald Fan himself. Dark Integral Gaming. Wow. What a game, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at... where's it at? The Gardevoir deck list. Once again, guys, that's the expanded Gardevoir. Let me know what you think of this deck. I have no words. No words at all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Definitely subscribe if you haven't yet. Oh, good games to Donald himself. And we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's going to do it for me. Until next time, guys. Take care.